My name is David Bamford. I'm the river manager for the Ure Salmon Trust. The Ure Salmon Trust was formed in 2009 by some of the riparian owners to bring salmon back to the River Ure. There were already some salmon there, but in quite low numbers, and we've been working very hard to improve fish passage. One of the main things with salmon is making sure that the fish can actually get there, and then when the fish get there, we've been improving the habitat for them when they arrive. Yeah, it's a fairly basic technique that a lot of rivers trusts use, fencing off the river. There's a number of benefits. Obviously it keeps the animals out of the river and what animals do in the river, but also the hooves of particularly cattle damage the riverbank and also cause erosion, excessive erosion, and that puts very fine sediment and silt into the river. Now the salmon's eggs actually incubate in gravel over the winter, so if any fine sediment gets into the water, that can smother the eggs and reduce the hatch rate. Because obviously when you fence the riverbank off, you've got to make some provision for the animals to get to water. So a lot of farmers will put in alkathene pipe, the blue pipe you see in the countryside, but that'll be on a metered main supply and that'll cost them quite a bit of money. If they put these solar powered drinkers in, there's an initial cost. It costs about £1,000 to put the system in. Once the system's in, it'll chug away quite happily with very little maintenance. And you can abstract quite a bit of water without needing an abstraction licence, certainly enough to usually to water animals anyway.
I've had a lovely afternoon meeting the Prince of Wales, who's taken a special interest in the project in the River Ure Salmon Trust. It's actually been down to the riverbed to see the project. Unfortunately no salmon were jumping today, but it has been a lovely afternoon. Been involved in the River Ure Salmon Trust since its inception. It's a very important sponsorship for us. So much so we even brought out a special beer, especially for our sponsorship of this particular thing called Infallible, which I believe is a salmon fly fishing fly. The River Ure actually runs through Masson, which is the home of our brewery. It's a really important community project. It's one of a number of things that we sponsor, such as the Crime Writing Festival in Harrogate. We also sponsor the largest village cricket league, which is the Theakston Nidderdale League, all around Masson, etc.
To have Prince Charles come and visit the project, it's an enormous privilege, it really is. Particularly because Prince Charles has been interested in salmon conservation for many years. He's been a keen salmon fisherman since he was a boy. He's also patron of the Salmon and Trout Association. I think it's now the Salmon and Trout Conservation Organisation. It's changed its name. He's been the patron for many years, I think since 2003. He's just a real champion for wild Atlantic salmon, and it's just a wonderful thing that he's visiting our project. He could have picked a lot of other projects to visit in relation to salmon, but he chose to come to this one, so it's a great privilege.